Growing up, my mother made sure that we always had a good meal on Sundays. Traditionally, in African American household, this is called Sunday's dinner at Big Mama's house. Now, although I have my own family now, I still hold those traditions to be true, and every Sunday I cook a big meal. This Sunday, I had chicken with gravy, mashed potatoes, broccoli, and a special bread that I'm going to show you the recipe for the very first time here on this channel. Stay tuned to see how it all came together. I've already cleaned my chicken before I started the camera, but I want to show you how I go ahead and put all of my seasonings and ingredients into the baking dish I'm going to use before adding my chicken. It just makes it easier because I'm already wearing my gloves that are clean. I have not touched the chicken with these gloves, so it just makes it easier to have everything ready so that once I put my chicken in, I can go ahead and massage the chicken with these gloves. Now, what you see me doing here is putting slits in the chicken. This allows me to get the seasoning down to the bone. So that's what's going on here. And I'm going to massage everything in, and I'm going to slow down a clip so that you can see how the seasonings are able to get into the chicken through those slits. Okay, the chicken is not quite done yet, but and this is after an hour. Yes, it may be cooked, but it's not done to my liking. So what I'm going to do is spoon over some of the juices onto the chicken, and then I'm going to pour off the rest of the juice to make my gravy. And the chicken itself is going to go back in the oven for another 15 minutes on 400 degrees. I don't have an exact measurement for the gravy, the flour to the chicken juices ratio. This all goes according to look, feel, and experience. So just watch the screen to see how I put it together. But ultimately, you want to create like a paste between the flour and the chicken juices, and that will then become your thickener in order to create the gravy. This portion of continuing to make the gravy will include us adding that thickener back into the pot with the rest of the chicken juices, and also adding some water to balance out the thickness of the gravy to your liking. If you like thick gravy, reduce your liquid. If you like your gravy to be thin and, flowing, like pourable, go ahead and add more water. But again, this goes based on, experience and just making sure that you keep it kind of balanced, I'm satisfied with the consistency of this gravy because it's going to sit, and as it sits, it's going to get thicker. So I'm okay with it being a little bit loose as it is. The next step that I'm going to do involves me dividing up my chicken. I'm going to leave half of it nice and roasted and dry without any gravy. So I'm going to remove half of the chicken, and the other half, I'm going to leave it in the baking dish. And I'm going to pour gravy over that portion. I'm going to add some salt to the water, but also I'm going to put in 2 cloves of garlic because I want some of the flavor of the garlic to be infused into the potatoes. But I'm also going to use that garlic once it's time to mash these potatoes. I'm going to mash it up and it's going to be softened because it's boiled with the potatoes. Off camera, I broke up some of the potatoes just to make sure that they were fully cooked. Now, I'm going to use my hand mixer instead of a masher because these are going to be fluffy and I want them to be creamy. Don't forget that we had those 2 garlic cloves in the beginning that we added to the boiling water. Those 2 garlic cloves are in this pot. I just forgot to show you guys the garlic cloves. But yeah, they're getting crushed up and mixed into the potatoes as I'm blending everything together, and it smells amazing. This is not a traditional cornbread recipe. This recipe does use cornmeal and it looks like cornbread, but it doesn't taste like a traditional cornbread. I use pumpkin pie spice in the recipe along with brown sugar, so that gives it a different flavor altogether. It tastes more like a spice cake or a spiced cornbread. Another surprise ingredient in this bread recipe is applesauce. In place of an egg, I use applesauce in this recipe, and it also gives it that apple flavor. Again, it tastes more like a spice cake because it has those traditional fall ingredients in it.